on Facebook in 5, 4, 3, 2. You remember the Tootsie Pops? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? That's what that makes me think of. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? And then he takes a big bite. All right, going live. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to 1, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, right? 2021. Yeah, 2021. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. And so I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. Hey, listen, dude, we're 4 days away. 4 days away. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? 4 days away from the 1,000th episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. Can you believe that? 1,000 episodes of Hashtag Rise and Grind is 4 days away. It's amazing. And we're going to do that episode live. That 1,000th episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind is going to be live in Lexington, Kentucky. That's right. So if you're in the area, want to be in the area, want to come check out the last episode live, please come join me. Please feel free to do that. We will be here at the Central Bank Center. The Central Bank Center in downtown Lexington. And you can meet me there at like 5:15 a.m. And we're going to do the last episode. I'll be on the big O stage. It's a huge production, so on and so forth. And it'll be super cool. Come join me for that. I would love for you to be there. If you can't be there live and in person, then of course join us for the 1,000th episode online here on Facebook, Clubhouse, all of those incredible places. Now, with that said, right after that 1,000th episode, because it is such an incredible milestone, we are going to be celebrating with our Grow for God conference. All right, Grow for God conference. That's going to be happening afterwards. And that's going to be 3 days. That's going to be Friday. That's going to be Saturday. That's going to be Sunday, right? And we've got incredible and powerful speakers that are coming around from all over the country. One's actually flying in from Portugal. Mr. Dave Meltzer's flying in from Portugal. Shaka Dyson, my man Shaka Dyson's going to be there tearing it up. Danelle Delgado's going to be there tearing it up, right? Tamara Andrus is going to be there. My boy Alexander from here on Clubhouse, he's going to be there as well. Tons of other people. Sarah McCord will be in the building, right? Everybody's going to be there that weekend celebrating the 1,000th episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind, as well as learning the strategies, the tips, the tricks, the networking, the collabs, all the things that go on with an amazing super conference. And so we are this week counting up to that epic milestone. And I hope that you will join us in that, whether it be in person or if you can't make it in person, you can always get the virtual option, right? So in person or virtual, you choose. But all you got to do is go to growforgod.com. That's growforgod.com, and just decide which way you're going, right? You're going live or you're going virtual. There really shouldn't be any other decision because it's going to be spectacular. So here we are counting up to that epic milestone. And what's really cool is as we are approaching that milestone, there are many other amazing things that are happening throughout this week. So for example, today at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, today, Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I will be interviewing one of the guys that has mentored me for the last 25 years, a guy that's really made a massive impact in my life, Mr. Grant Cardone. I will be interviewing him at 11 a.m. Eastern Time today. I cannot get into the Facebook, by the way, so I hope you guys can, but it's not letting me over on my side. So I'll be interviewing him today at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook at Official Glenn Lundy, and also on Clubhouse in our social media show. So super excited about that, right? And then at noon, I get to ask Jay Leno some questions over on a new platform that Sarah McCord and I are exploring and testing to see if it might possibly be an extension of our mission. I'm going to say that one more time because I want, in your life, I hope that you are as intentional with your time and your choices as I try to be. And I say try to be because not every day is perfect, that's for sure. So I'm going to say that for you one more time. I will be asking Jay Leno, right? DJ Leno, Tonight Show Jay Leno, questions over on a new platform, okay? And this is a new platform that Sarah McCord and I, my partner in crime in this, and I are exploring and testing. I didn't say I'm just going to go hang out with Jay. It's not that. And I am excited to ask Jay questions, but there's intention behind the move, right? I wouldn't do it if it didn't fold into where we're going. So we're going to go over there and explore and test to see if it could be an extension of our mission. So I want to make sure nobody misses that. Not everything is for you. Keep that in mind. Test these things out and see if they move your mission forward. If they don't, dude, it's okay to not play. You don't need to play in every single sandbox. I see some of y'all playing in every single sandbox. I'm like, bro, pick a sandbox or two. Now, I'm not saying you got to live in a box or think inside a box. I'm just saying build castles before you start moving on, right? Be intentional. I think about these words every single day, right? And Sarah and I talk about these words and other Breakfast with Champions moderators. We get together once a week on Thursdays and we talk about the mission. We talk about where we're going. We talk about what we're doing, right? And then we've got back channels where everybody's supporting one another, lifting one another up. We get emails. It's this massive collaboration. It's super cool. But I'm always thinking about these words, right? Giving everyone a seat at the table. Powerful words. Changing the way you start your day. Powerful, right? You are a child of God. Probably the most powerful. So every day, here I am, I'm going, okay, giving everyone a seat at the table, changing the way you start your day. You are a child of God, right? And then we start to inject some rise, evolve, impact together, right? We start to reflect and look and see the moves and the shifts and what's happened and what, so on and so forth. It's constantly going on in my mind, right? And so as I'm going through all these things, it's like, okay, how do we create in a way that edifies, exemplifies, how do we create in a way that edifies and exemplifies who we are and what we do while simultaneously attacking some of the known societal underlying problems associated with social media, and in turn create a net positive global collaboration unlike anything the world's ever seen? That's a great question. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked. Because you see, it is questions like that stimulate us to boldly go where no man has gone before. When I opened up my hashtag Rise and Grind planner this morning, at the top there was a quote submitted by Tanya Bentley Ward. And the quote that was submitted by Tanya Bentley says this: "In this world, you're either growing or you're dying. So get in motion and grow." Well, this rocket ship right here is in motion. And it is time for us to truly rise and grind. Let's dance. You ready? Let's do it. Come on. You know you love it. You know you love it. Little Tony with the keys. Little hashtag Rise and Grind. Come on. Come on. Let's go. For those of you on Instagram, you probably think we're crazy because you can't hear the music. But there's actually music playing in my headphones right now. There's also music playing over on Clubhouse right now. All right? It's an amazing song called hashtag Rise and Grind by my man Tony with the keys. Now, for those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. All right? I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way you start your day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. So if you're on Instagram, share it out. Facebook, hit the share button. If you're on Clubhouse, hit the plus sign. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen. I want to see this room continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Fair enough? This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live, you're watching on replay, listening to the podcast, maybe you're catching it on YouTube, whatever it is, I want you to say what's up. I'll say what's up back. Fair enough? Good morning, Linda LeBons. Great to see you. What's up, Gene Stanford? How you doing, Jenny Lockett? I'm so glad you're here this morning. What's up, Valerie Christine? Great to see you. Daryl Ziner is in the building. Deborah Stencil, Angela Ventures Heath is up in here. Good morning, Kim Fair and Mr. Mike Higdon. Brad Smith is in the building. So is Rich Pinchik. What's up? I think that was, Michael O'Brien Shift. And what's up, YSL Phillip? How you doing? Tim Hunt is in the building. Steel City Indy is up in here. Linda Sims. Social Steve. What's up, Social Steve? Great to see you. I see Navia Green and Tristan Smith. I also see over here, I'm jumping way down. I see Cheryl and Cortland and Sabrina. What's up, Pam? I'm glad you're here. How you doing, Kim? Kim Garner. It's great to see you this morning. What's up, Christine? How you doing, Wendy? Chad is in the building. Larissa. Good morning, Larissa. Great to see you. What's up, Matt? How you doing, Mighty Mel? How you doing, Miss Jennifer Ferrara? Great to see you. I like that last name, Ferrara. That's awesome. How you doing, Jojo Laricia? What's up, Miranda? How you doing, Amy and Karen and Kat and Simon is in the building. I see Deborah Champagne is up in here. I also see Mary Lynn Wilkin and Gina Duffy is in the building this morning. Carrie Lynn Carter, what up, girl? Let's go. How you doing, Richards Dima 24? Great to see you. Listen, it is so amazing to see all of you here this morning. I hope to see all of you in Lexington this weekend. Couple days from now. You still have time. You still have time. Go to growforgod.com. Get your ticket. Just do it, man. Come join us. It's going to be amazing. I'm telling you. Come join us here in Lexington. But if you just can't make it, maybe you're across the pond, you got the kiddos, whatever the thing is, dude, you got to get the live stream. Are you kidding me? Actually, even if you're attending, you need to get the live stream, get the recordings so you can go back. We've got a full production company, full production, massive production, incredibly expensive, and they are going to be streaming the entire event with the best camera angles and the best sound. They'll be streaming it live, and then you can get the recordings on top of that. So you can go back, rewind, watch it again, do all of those incredible things. So right now, I'm getting ready to run a segue video that gives you a minute and a half to go to growforgod.com, growforgod.com, and get the live stream if that's what you're going to do, or buy your tickets to see me in person. Ready? 2 choices, 2 options. Invest in yourself, live or online. Ready? Make a choice. Go. growforgod.com. You are loved, you have value, you have worth, there is greatness inside you. You are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? My friend, my friend, my friend, my friend.
You know, there are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight in the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that, because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind.
They inspired you to do this, didn't they?
Yes.
And to see them casting stones in your direction.
It's difficult.
Did you expect them to cheer you on?
So they're hoping they would.
What are you trying to prove to them?
What I'm trying to do is to make a significant difference in spaceflight and help make spaceflight accessible to almost anyone.
One of the most difficult choices I've ever faced in life was in 2008, I think I had maybe $30 million left, or $30 or $40 million left in 2008. And I had 2 choices. I could put it all into one company, and then the other company would definitely die, or split it between the 2 companies. But if I split it between the 2 companies, then both might die. When you put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating something, or building something, it's like a child. And so it's like, which one am I going to let one starve to death? I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I split the money between the 2. Fortunately, thank goodness, they both came through.
What was your biggest failure, and how did it change you?
Well, there's a ton of failures along the way, that's for sure. As I said, for SpaceX, the first 3 launches failed, and we're just barely able to scrape together enough parts and money to do the 4th launch. If that 4th launch had failed, we would have been dead. So multiple failures along the way. I tried very hard to get the right expertise in for SpaceX. I tried hard to find a great chief engineer for the rocket, but the good chief engineers wouldn't join, and the bad ones, well, there was no point in hiring them. So I ended up being chief engineer of the rocket. So if I could have found somebody better, then we would have maybe had less than 3 failures.
That 3rd failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up. So many people tried to talk me out of starting a rocket company. It was crazy. One good friend of mine collected a whole series of videos of rockets blowing up and made me watch those. He just didn't want me to lose all my money. We're doing these things that seem unlikely to succeed, and we've been fortunate, and at least thus far they have succeeded. Now is the time to take risk. You don't have kids. As you get older, your obligations increase. And once you have a family, you start taking risk not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It gets much harder to do things that might not work out. So now is the time to do that before you have those obligations. So I would encourage you to take risks now. Do something bold. You won't regret it.
How did you figure you were going to start a car company and be successful at it?
Well, I didn't really think Tesla would be successful. I thought we would most likely fail. But I thought that we at least could address the false perception that people had that an electric car had to be ugly and slow and boring like a golf cart.
But you say you didn't expect the company to be successful, then why try?
If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure.
Or how do you think about making a decision when everyone tells you this is a crazy idea? Or where do you get the internal strength to do that?
Well, first of all, I'd say I actually think I feel fear quite strongly. So it's not as though I just have the absence of fear. I feel it quite strongly. But there are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough, that you do it in spite of the fear. I think about what technology solution is necessary in order to achieve the particular goal, and then try to make as much progress in that direction as possible. I think being a multi-planet species and being out there among the stars is important for the long-term survival of humanity, and that's one reason. But then the part that I find personally most motivating is that it creates a sense of adventure, and it makes people excited about the future. If you consider two futures, one where we are forever confined to Earth until eventually something terrible happens, or another future where we are out there on many planets, maybe even going beyond the solar system, I think that second version is incredibly exciting and inspiring, and there need to be reasons to get up in the morning. Life can't just be about solving problems. Otherwise, what's the point? There's got to be things that people find inspiring and make life worth living. When my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we're so hot up we had one computer, so the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time. And I sort of briefly had a girlfriend in that period, and in order to be with me, she had to sleep in the office. So work hard, every waking hour. That's the thing I would say particularly if you're starting a company. Whatever area that you get into, given that even if you're the best, there's always a chance of failure. So I think it's important that you really like whatever you're doing. If you don't like it, life is too short. If you like what you're doing, you think about it even when you're not working. I mean, it's something that your mind is drawn to. And if you don't like it, you just really can't make it work, I think.
They say that Elon Musk is slated to be the world's first trillionaire. Not just his company, which if you look at his company, their stock has gone up, 1,400%. But him, Elon, that dude, slated to be the world's first trillionaire. Now, I'm not sure if you really understand and know how much $1 trillion is. So take 100,000, multiply it by 10, you get 1 million. Take 1 million and multiply it by 100, right? 100, because it's 1,000 million. Yeah, so you multiply that by 100, No, multiply that by 1,000. Yeah. Take 1 million, multiply that by 1,000. So 1,000 million gives you 1 billion. And then you take that billion, right? And then it's such a big number. So billion, you would need $1,000 billion. Okay. $1,000 billion is a trillion. It's 12 zeros. Okay. 12 zeros. Now, when you look at somebody like that, you have to go, okay, wait a minute. Success leaves clues. So how can we take a couple clues from the world's first trillionaire, what's going to be, or most likely slated to be, the world's first trillionaire? Well, one of the first things that I wanted to make sure that we didn't skip over is Elon talked about doing things that seem unlikely to succeed. When I heard that, I thought, man, that is incredibly powerful. How often in life do we look at things, have visions, have dreams? We kind of see the future of what could be or what might be. But then because it just seems as though it's very likely we will fail, we stop. We don't move forward. We allow the fear of failure to keep us from achieving our dreams, to keep us from making that massive global impact, if that's our desire, or even as something as small as to keep us from saying hello to someone that may be a relationship that changes our life, right? Doing things that seem unlikely to succeed is 100% against the norm. It is 100% against the grain. It is 100% not in our DNA. However, it seems as though it is the number one success tip that you can get from the world's first trillionaire. Turning the whole thing upside down, right? Elon Musk also said, if it's important enough, do it anyway, right? The guy asked him specifically, he said, hey, Elon, if you thought that Tesla was going to fail, why did you do it? He said, if it's important enough, you should do it anyway, even if overall it's most likely to not work out. Now, I think that some of you might understand this when it comes to your kids or some of your relationships, right? I know I go toe to toe with Willow and sometimes Meredith. I go toe to toe with these kids, man. And it's most likely not going to happen a lot of times, right? I'm like, why am I doing it over and over? My wife, she picks up the house only to have it be a mess 10 seconds later, right? But it's because it's important enough. Might not be fun, might be frustrating, might want to bang our head against the wall, might want to quit. But we do it anyway. Another point that I want to share that I picked up as I watched that video with Elon Musk is ignore what you think is necessary in order to achieve the goal. I'm going to say that for you one more time. Ignore what you think is necessary in order to achieve the goal. You see, just because it doesn't exist doesn't mean it's not possible. I'm going to say that for you one more time. Just because it doesn't exist doesn't mean it's not possible. Elon said the goal is to put a man on Mars. And they said, well, you can't do that, bro. The technology doesn't exist. It's impossible. We can't go that fast. We can't go that far. He said, get out of my face, bro. Just because it doesn't exist doesn't mean it's not possible. You set the target, and then once you have the target, you will somehow along the way figure out the path. As simple as that. So many of us get caught up in this word impossible. So many of us get caught up in, well, I don't have what's necessary in order to get there. I don't have the relationship. I don't have the money. I don't have the Rolodex. I don't have the education. I don't have the background. I don't have the family. I don't. A bazillion reasons why you can't get there. And my man's like, you know what? I don't give a damn. This is where we're going. It matters. And I will freaking die trying to figure it out. If we got to create new technology, we got to create new materials that don't even exist, I don't care. This is where we're going. And one of the last things that we can learn from this soon-to-be trillionaire is sacrifice is part of the formula, my friends. Now, I don't mean sacrifice those that you love, because you should never sacrifice the relationships. Relationships are everything. You should never, ever sacrifice a relationship with someone you care about and love. But you know what you might need to sacrifice? You might need to sacrifice a little bit of sleep. You might need to sacrifice the social media that you're scrolling through. You might need to sacrifice Game of Thrones. You might need to sacrifice Fortnite. You might need to sacrifice that which does not serve the mission or the goal. You might need to make some individual sacrifices in order to reach the levels you want to reach. Elon talked about sleeping in the YMCA, working the late night hours, doing the things that he's got to do. Elon's also been divorced 4 times. So though we can learn from the Playboy Iron Man Elon some success tips 100%, I'm not going to take all of his advice, because my relationships matter to me. My relationships with my kid, my relationships with my spouse, my relationship with you. It matters to me. So just know that I will 100% make sacrifices to make sure that our vision of where we're going comes through, but you will never be one of those sacrifices. Ever. We together are evolving. Where we are going is very, very clear. Now, how we get there, that's different. So here's all we know. Here's the simple version of how we get there. We go far and we go wide. And as we run into obstacles and barriers, we will shift. We will pivot, we will mold, we will go over, we will go under, we will go around. Together, we will go out and do whatever it takes to impact billions of people's lives. Why? Because it's important enough. Listen, friends, I love you. I do. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. And I am committed 100%, 1,000% committed to helping you tap into the greatness that exists inside of you. I'm 100% committed to helping you see that you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Not an average version, not a below average version, not a little bit above average. The absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And here's what I know and understand. When you step into that, when you step into your greatness, when you have the tools, the strategies, the relationships, and the connections to be able to elevate and grow and reach your full potential, when you step into that greatness, it matters. It makes an impact. It impacts your friends, your family members, your coworkers, everybody around you. And together, with enough of us, we can change the the world. So do me a favor. Go out today. If you missed yesterday's episode of Rise and Grind, go back and watch it. Do me a favor, go out there today and continue to lean in, step into the greatness that exists inside of you, and just know that you are loved. Fair enough? Fair enough. Listen, we're going to go over to Clubhouse, talk about this a little bit more. If you want to come join me over there, you're welcome to do so. If I don't see you between now and then, make sure you come back again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. for tomorrow's episode of Rise and Grind. And if you haven't got your tickets, if I've ever in your life, if you've ever trusted a word out of my mouth, trust me on this. You don't want to miss this weekend. Whether live or virtually, you do not want to miss this weekend. All right? So go get your tickets, growforgod.com. Do it right now before you forget. And then I'm going to go hang out over on Clubhouse. You're welcome to come over there. We can talk about this a little bit more. Fair enough? Fair enough. Let's go. Man, I don't have a... Man, I played that song yesterday. All right, I'm going to go with this one. There's more people in the room. Let's go back to this one. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that's what I'm doing over there. Those of you that are behind the scenes are like, what? And don't forget, all right, Grant Cardone, Glenn Lundy on Facebook, 11 a.m. today. Don't you forget it. Let's go.